Just at a glance, looking at your life, arrested 38 times by age 13, heavyweight champion of the world by 20, convicted of rape by age 30. You've lived so many lives.
Yeah, that's true. And there's people that had worse. And in spite of, they still succeeded. So I'm nobody. I've been a millionaire most of my life. I'm good. I learned gratitude. This is what I learned from life kicking my ass. I learned gratitude.
Mike Tyson today seems a very different man from the one many of us remember. For 2 decades, he was a king, boxing royalty, a once undisputed world heavyweight champion.
Tyson attacks immediately.
Iron Mike, his ferocious and intimidating boxing style earned him the title, the baddest man on the planet.
The uppercut, body shot, down goes.
Both inside the ring and out.
You are a complicated dude.
I'm up.
Now 15 years later, at 54 years old, Tyson is making his return to the ring in an exhibition fight against fellow former champ Roy Jones Jr.
This is an exhibition, but things happen when two men get in the ring and we throw punches.
What happens?
Well, it's an unwritten clause in our contract that anytime during training and fighting, you can die. That's a great possibility that we wish don't happen, we hope don't happen.
It's interesting because the old Mike Tyson, I would imagine, was okay of the idea of you having to die to be successful, but not Mike Tyson today.
Well, that guy, he didn't have any self-love or self-respect. So, of course, he don't want to live. This is a different guy. But it's so much more I want to do for other people.
Part of Tyson's motivation in returning to the ring is the launch of his new initiative, Legends Only League, a chance for retired athletes to come together and face off once more.
This is how it all came to Paul, because I was looking at this story, and this story is about Jerry Rice, too old to be playing a wide receiver, and he was just a few seconds off of his time, but he can't play. But still, just ask anybody, who would they rather see play? Jerry Rice or the guy that played his position, that's playing his position right now, you know, on the team that he played with? And you would get overwhelmingly, they want to see Jerry Rice.
There's a season for all things, right?
If you allow that season to exist.
Mike Tyson has passed through many a season. He was raised in Brownsville in Brooklyn, New York, where poverty and violence were neighbors. No stranger to street crime, Tyson was arrested more than 30 times by the age of 12. Eventually, he was introduced to legendary trainer and boxing manager Cus D'Amato, who molded Tyson into a professional boxer.
Oh, big right hand.
In 1986, he fought Trevor Berbick for the world title.
He's going to go.
He made history, becoming the youngest heavyweight champion of all time at age 20.
A big win for Mike Tyson.
From there, he became a worldwide phenomenon.
I remember once covering, years ago, a mudslide in Honduras. Thousands dead. And we see this one man, and he's running like he's going into his house to rescue perhaps his wife, a child, a pet. You know what he's running to the house to rescue?
What's that?
It was a picture this big of Muhammad Ali, and it was a picture about this big of you.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I don't know how to answer those questions when people put me in a pedestal, you say. It's just really, I don't know. I don't look at myself in the light that people look at me.
People have always looked at him many times, not positively. There was his tumultuous marriage to actress Robin Givens in 1988 that spiraled into that infamous interview with Barbara Walters, where Givens accused him of domestic violence on national television.
He shakes, he pushes, he swings.
Their marriage ended in divorce shortly after. Years later, Tyson told Oprah he had been violent towards his then wife.
Was it an abusive relationship?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
In another inglorious chapter of his life,
Did the jury buy your story, Mike?
Tyson found himself in an Indianapolis courtroom in 1992, accused of raping an 18-year-old beauty contestant, Desiree Washington. He was found guilty and sentenced to prison.
Tyson was given 6 years, beginning immediately.
He was released after serving less than 3 years and returned to the ring. But just 2 years later, he violently bit the ear of Evander Holyfield during their match, which resulted in the suspension of his boxing license. In 2005, he left the sport behind, eventually finding a new home in Hollywood.
Quiet.
Thanks to a famous cameo in The Hangover.
Mike Tyson?
This is my favorite part coming up right now.
But on and off set, addiction ruled his life. Rock bottom came with it.
I OD'd a bunch of times, and my wife snapped me out of it and stuff, called people, fixed me up. Hey, we're Hot Boston. I'm Mike Tyson.
These days, Tyson co-hosts a podcast and oversees the Tyson Ranch, a company that promotes cannabis-based products. But Tyson says his most important title now, family man.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Shake his hand, Rocco. Look at his face. We're gonna dive.
Old school fathering.
It has to start with self-respect. And you have to learn to treat people the way you treat yourself and the way you want to be treated. It all starts within here.
His daughter Milan is a promising tennis player.
Do you counsel her yet about the trappings of athletic success?
She's just different. She's more cerebral than I was when I was a kid. Listen, when she loses the game, she goes back to a multi-million-dollar house. When I lose, I go back to juvenile detention.
Could you have imagined 30 years ago that Mike Tyson, boxing champion, would become Mike Tyson, suburban dad, husband?
Well, life has beaten me in submission. I'm this guy because I'm unable to successfully be the that I was before. So I'm trying to go the other way now.
How's that going for you?
I have struggles, but it's really good. It's really good. It's really good. It's really good.
In the Me Too era, Mike Tyson's own story might have ended with a rape conviction. There have been perhaps no second chance. But to this day, he continues to fascinate, gracing the couches of late-night television, hinting at future fights. Fans and critics all still waiting, watching his next move.
And why do you think so many people on this earth still are so engaged, so curious about Mike Tyson?
Listen, I don't know. I got all kind of records. I got the rape there. I got some sex cases. I got some violent stuff on my record. I have no idea.
Perhaps we're so drawn to him because in many ways, there may be a little bit of Mike Tyson in all of us. Flashes of brilliance, brokenness, triumph and trouble. Flawed, failings frozen in time, and many days in between. Simply doing the best he can.
Success for me is not cheating on my wife. Success for me is being responsible and being present. That's success for me.